Even this part has declined. Is the most easterly point in Great Britain. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now today I am without Mrs. M, I'm without a dog, and I'm on my own. I've been let loose in sunny old Lowestoft. Now I'm starting this trip, it's a bit of a memory lane for me because I am technically, by default, a Lowestoft boy. So this is a little trip down memory lane just to cheer you all up. And I'm going to show you around the town. I'm going to stop for somewhere to eat, somewhere to drink, and give you a guided tour of East Anglia's most easterly point. Now, I've been threatening to do this vlog for a long time. Now, there is some good parts of Lowestoft, there are some very bad parts of Lowestoft, and I'm going to hopefully show you the contrast between the good and the bad. So, stay with us, stick to the channel. If you get a chance, like and subscribe. Anyway, let's roll the titles. Now I'm going to start my vlog up in Sparrow's Nest, which is the sort of northernest part of the town, which is quite a nice little park. You have to bear with me because there are some gardeners here mowing some lawns, so there's a bit of noise. But I used to come up this way when I was a kid. I lived on the south side of Lowestoft. It's kind of divided to north and south by the bridge system, and this is the north part of Lowestoft. And this park obviously commemorates a lot of the stuff from the wars and from its seafaring history, which dates back quite a long time. We used to have a massive herring fleet here, and the harbour used to be full of ships. Here we can see, look, it's a lot of stuff from the wars, commemorating the Falkland Wars, look, and also the Naval Memorial. As I said, Lowestoft is steeped in quite a big seafaring tradition, which we'll see more of later in the video. I will show you the harbour, which sadly hardly has got anything in it these days. But this is just say the memorial for those who've given up their lives in the defence of our beautiful country. As you can see, the park here is lovely. We're going to take a wander through the main street, go all the way down as far as hopefully somewhere down the seafront, Lowestoft, then we're going to walk back and show you the other parts of the town. Got to say, it's another glorious day in back in England. We are early March. I'm just going to show you, because this park, if I quickly pan round up the top end of town, has a road system which is really sort of steep. Now, years ago we used to skateboard down that and I tell you, it's no mean feat either. It's quite steep and it ends up onto the main road there, and when it was quiet we used to skateboard down it. As you can see, a car's now coming up here, or vans now coming up here, and just at the entrance to the park up here there is a little cottage which I presume would have been like the park keeper's cottage at one time. Nice old building. Not sure if it's still occupied. I take it probably is. Lovely old thatch roof. Look at that thatch roof. Look. Lovely. Really, really picturesque. And as you move around, look, you can see in the distance you've got the lighthouse at Lowestoft. It's the Sparrow's Nest Gardens. Now, there used to be a theatre down here. I think the theatre is actually gone. It was an open air one. I don't have time today to show you this, but there's the coffee shop and that there, and its path sort of zigzags its way right down to the bottom. So if I get a chance later I'll show you, but at the minute I'm on a bit of a tight time scale. Okay, this is the Lowestoft Lighthouse, as you can see. Still a working lighthouse as well. There's a plaque up there from 1874, which I presume was when it was first used and built. As you can see, I don't do my homework, I never do. I guess at all. I'll put some factoids on the video if I get a chance. A little seagull nesting up there, look. Let's have a look, see if I can see anything. Not sure if it's used. Big old seagull there though, isn't it? As you'll see through Lowestoft as well, you've got many of these, they're called scores, which are basically roads that run down the hillside to the bottom. And you do a yearly race called the score race, where they go up and down these scores. You'll see them as we go through the town, they're all set down here, and they run up and down them. Let's say it's quite a hilly part of Lowestoft. This bit come up here is the high street, top half of the high street at Lowestoft, which, as I said earlier, is the oldest part of Lowestoft. It's nice, just past someone drinking cider at 11 in the morning. Lovely. This pub here, the Royal Falcon's quite popular. Nice view overlooking the sea. This Sergeant Pepper's restaurant, which has been around since 1982. I used to come down here years ago. I'll say it's quite quiet up here. There's not a lot of shops left up this end, that's probably the reason why, but if I come out here you can just see, look, signs of life from the ages. These would have been all shops and stuff at one point or other. It's the town hall. Oh, that's good. It's another one of these scores that I was on about earlier on. See, it's part of the Red Herring Trail as well. As you say, it's no mean feat going up and down these stairs. It's quite of a shame, really. These places have all declined. Over there, what used to be the Crown Hotel, which was quite a landmark in the town, all sadly gone. Lowestoft has gone through the same kind of troubles as all the other seaside resorts, where everything's on a decline, with foreign travel becoming easier, expensive holiday lets, and sadly it's led to a bit of a demise of your classic seaside town, which is all a bit of a shame. This is a really old building, formerly a chemist. I think someone sort of made it look like it used to be, established like 1817. Look. Lovely. It's a shame the way things have gone, it really is. This shows you a little bit of the town's history. And that is a Banksy painting that he done. He was over here a few years ago and done a lot of paintings all around Lowestoft, Yarmouth. Oldie worldy antiques. Some pictures of Lowestoft there, look. Old postcards. Oh, there's the old Blue Anchor. Look, that pub's been around for a long, long years. Just if you look through here, you can see the big wind turbine and Bird's Eye's factory down there, which we'll probably, hopefully, see a bit later on if we get time. Old bank stores, 1888. Still going strong. You can see some of these original signage. It's not called that anymore, it's called something else, but it used to be called the Globe. There you go, look. 1586 house was built. Still got all the original flint outside. This is South Flint House, 16th century knapped flint building, home of the Wild family merchants and philanthropists. Above the doorway is a monogram of Christian names and initials, William and Mary Wild. Let's have a look. There you go, look. Another one of the scores that goes down. As you can see, the decline goes downwards, look. It's such a shame. Another score, look. Goes down. Sublife, but to be honest, this used to be a little thriving hive. That used to be the marketplace there. It's all gone, but it's such a shame. And this is the high street. It's not the greatest. I can smell weed here as well. All on the decline. This used to be up until around about early 80s. You could drive all the way up and down here, and they pedestrianised it all. Very bleak. The seagulls will survive anyway. Even the big department stores all gone. Look at that, all the way down there, all gone. This used to be Lowestoft Tesco's. It's pretty bad when a Tesco's pulled out of a town. Pretty bad indeed. It used to be Woolworths back in the day. As I said, it really is a shame. Oh, Tesco's have got an express at least. Now at the Marina Theatre, which is still operational. One of the few things in the town that is. That's some good stuff actually down there, I really do. Love the old building. Last time I came down here was to watch AC/DC with a mate of mine, the tribute act. They were very good. However, they've still got a wimpy. Let's go get a coffee. Well, that was the wimpy. Now, one thing Lowestoft has got, which Cromer didn't, is the spoons. So I'm heading up to Spoons. Grab myself something to eat. I didn't fancy anything at the wimpy, strange enough. But I'm going to head towards Spoons. Even the banks are pulled out of the towns. Not just Lowestoft, they're all over the shop, they're all pulling out. Changing world. It's at Lowestoft railway station. Used to have a roof on it years ago. I took that off. Cheers. And that was the Joseph Conrad Witherspoons at Lowestoft. Right, we're going to head up now towards the seafront. Up here with is the Bascule Bridge. See the docks. This used to be years ago all full of herring boats to come in. This Bascule Bridge was put here back in the 70s. Before that they used to have a swing bridge, whereas this one goes up, but it has got known to get stuck sometimes on really hot days because it expands. The steel expands and it can't open or close. That's been a bit of a problem over the years. It tells you the high water times. And here's the sea. Down that way is Alton Broad, which if you saw one of our vlogs from there from a few weeks ago, we was in Alton Broad, and that basically is the other end. And that's the new Gull Wing Bridge, which is opened last year. It's the Lowestoft Yacht Club, which I painted back in 1983. Now you've officially crossed into the south side of Lowestoft now, which is generally regarded as a little bit, it's not picturesque as the north side, I'll put it politely. Anyway, coming up in the next week or two, we are popping down to Clacton to do a vlog from down there, and we're kind of exhausted East Anglia as far as the seaside's concerned, but stick with us, plenty more coming in the next few weeks and few months, onwards and upwards, as they say. And this has all been dug up over here. There's a memorial there. In the old days, this little bit of pathway now, which is where fountains are all sput, there was all fountains here as well, but that used to be a big inlet where all the coaches used to drop all the tourists and holiday makers off. The coaches all used to pull in there, but sadly even this part has declined. Now, sake. that there. Oh, God, blimey. Ouch. Tripped over that bloody thing there. Well, carrying on after that brief episode. Do apologise, I just seem to have fallen over, broken my mic, so I'm gonna have to carry on now. Wind noise or no wind noise. Things you do blogging. Oh God. There's your old fishing butt. No trawler. That's at one time there'd have been, this harbour would have been full of these. Now it's a museum. Dodgy wrist, broken microphone, broken ego, and a broken bank account. Great. Well, at least the sea's calm for once. Very popular for the fishermen this part. All I need now is 2 mugs, I'll be well away. Sometimes you used to see the mullet coming up here in the summertime. I don't mean the haircut, I meant the fish. Boats, you've got Holland across the other side of the water. In the summer you also get boats come all the way from Holland all the way across the channel, sailing boats. Takes about 16 to 18 hours if they've got fair conditions. And they come across in small groups and they moor up in here and take a wander around Lowestoft. There's a statue of Neptune there. From behind, looks like he's playing the bass. These years and years ago used to be some toilets, underground toilets. Long gone. He's actually tackling a serpent, I think. Supposed to be a serpent. I think I've got my mic fixed, so I shall find out later on. You've got to learn lip read rather quick. See, that's quite complicated. Never mind. Six donuts, 5 please. Looks like a nice place in the summer. My God, this is gone. This used to be a real popular nightclub back in the 80s. Used to be the bar downstairs and then a discotheque upstairs, or a nightclub I should say. So the youngsters can't believe that's gone as well. What is happening to this town? If you want to see me, I'll be in A&E. So please remember, like and subscribe. Look at all the pain we're going through. I do believe this pier is actually owned by a family now, as of a couple of 3 years ago. And it is actually teeming with people on this beach in the summer. And this is Ness Point, the most easterly point in the whole of Great Britain. And you can hear that wind turbine quite loudly. And the seagulls. And the glorious North Sea. There is Ness Point itself. Cannot get any further east than that. So in the summertime, if you get a chance, come down here early morning, watch the sunrise. You'll be the first people in Great Britain to see it. And obviously if you follow all the way around to the west, to where the sun sets. I'll be honest, it's not the greatest monument to the most easterly point in England. Got some markings on it, as you can see. Gibraltar, 1,183 miles that way. Madrid, 873, and so it goes on. You got Lisbon, Channel Islands, London, Lizard, wherever that is, Land's End, Cardiff, and it goes on and on and on and on, all the way round. And here is the most easterly point in Great Britain. Right, where to now? Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Watch the channel for more vlogs, and we'll see you sometime in the future at the next one. Ta-da!